The race goes on. It's terrible. There's an accident. Ayrton comes down to the turn, and things happen just pretty much like they wanted them to happen. I mean, he comes down to that first turn. There's 4 bumps. 1, 2, 3, 4 bumps, and then there's this runoff and a god-awful wall. At the first bump, you get this click, and that is this half-ass column they put in here breaking right here. It breaks like this. It just tears the top. It just the pipe just tears away. And what happens is, you can see it on the camera pictures, he's racing, and all of a sudden he's got his hand at 10 to 2. He's doing 192 miles an hour, going at 10 to 2 like you're going 60 down the freeway. And his hand goes whoop. And that's the beginning of the failure. Now, when it gets to here, there's a pop. And you can hear it on the in-car video of the car. There's a pop. Now, that pop might have been just this whole column, you know, breaking it once. Or, you know what? It could have been this little piece of little firecracker we got here. And this guy, Mr. Dick, looking in the monitor with his little button going, because he meant to hit it here. He didn't meant to hit it there, but his reflexes are so slow that he hit it later. So they didn't need it, but when it pops, all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Because when it pops, it superheats this solder in here, and all of a sudden, Ayrton's he's got half a steering column here. He gets lucky because honest to God, I don't know how he did it, because from here to here, the car goes like this, and then this is just an awful bump. This is the big bump, and this is not where you need to hit it, and he hits it, and he gets the car straightened out. The car was going to come off the turn here. I wish it had, but it didn't. 3 things here happened to just kill this guy. First off, it hits the bump, and it breaks the steering column in half. He's sitting there going like this. He's got the steering column from here to here. When it breaks here on the second, 1, 2, 3, 4. When it breaks here, his hands go from here. You know, comes down on the first one. On the second one, he comes boom like this, and he's like, "What the hell?" And you got to understand, he's moving at the speed of light here. He's doing 192 miles an hour. He's moving at a speed we can't even imagine. He brings his hands underneath, and he works that steering column up to get to the third bump. And as he's doing that, he's guiding that car over to straighten it out. This happened here. This is where all this correcting goes on at 192 miles per hour. And when he hits that, oh man, it's awful. Because he's got his hands like this, and he's pushing up and over as hard as he can with the steering column, and he hits that awful bump, man, and it just snaps, and his hand, he goes wham, like that. And at this third bump, column breaks. The shifters no longer work. I don't know what the mechanism that happened there. The shifters break. He can't downshift. Later on, he finds that out down here. And the A-arm mounts fail. This creates, when he hits this bump is kind of like this. And you got to understand, you're hitting this, the tire's here, the car is here, like this. And that A-arm mounts right here, and you get this massive amount of force into the tub that's already cracked here. And what this thing does is it just tears this sucker over like this, and it just works its way. It kind of goes poop, poop like this, and comes back over on the A-arm. Like the A-arm is on this side is like this. The tire's like this. And that spring mount goes comes back here like this against the side of the car. It's awful. So you get a column brake, shifter brake, arm mounts, A-arm mounts brake on the left side of the car. And when they brake on the left side of the car, you get this sort of, it's just awful, because what it does is the damn car drops down on the left side, and when it does, it goes whoop, and the car wants to do this number like this. So he's doing 192 miles an hour. He wants to go that way, but the car wants to go this way, and he's fighting this broken steering column with a piece of copper in it that's now been superheated, so it's slipping and sliding. He takes that column there's a foam collar around it, and he takes that column and he goes ah, and he goes and you see it from his great nemesis's out car camera as he goes through the corner. You'll see Ayrton's car go zoop, zoop, and then it comes off the track. And this is all a fiction story. All a fiction story. Didn't happen. So the awfulness is not over yet, because he's coming off the corner at probably 180 miles an hour. You got to understand, you can't get your foot out these cars, because if you do, the damn car wants to swap in. So he's kind of got his foot still, hanging with it, but he's doing what a professional does to slow the car down. And the car does a zoop, zoop, and then it hits the side of the track, and it just goes woo! It like jumps into the sandy runoff area. Now, when that A-arm goes to the side of the car here, you can actually see it before he comes off the track, and because the in-car camera's cut off, they don't want you to see it. And when he gets down in here, it sort of attacks his head, and there's this motion where he takes the A-arm, is like going wham, 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 and he takes the A-arm like that. And as soon as he does that, something happens in the front of the car. When this car hits that runoff area, it's just awful. All right, you got a concrete wall. And there's a track. I got one more line in here than I need. But the car comes off the track, it bounces into the track. The rear wings struts fail here. And I gotta believe they were laughing when this happened. Because in the telemetry, when those rear wing struts fail, that car takes off, man. It's like an extra 30 miles an hour in speed. It picks up like that. It just takes off. Ayrton is fighting that A-arm, and he pushes it down. And as soon as he pushes it down, suddenly, before the car hits the wall, that A-arm stands straight up. It's funny when you look at it from the side, because not really funny, but it's something, because you can see his head's here, that A-arm's here, and then you see this motion where he pushes it down like that. And then when it gets into this area right here, that A-arm stands straight the hell up like this. And that piece is like this, and there's two hoses off of it like that. And the only thing I could figure out that would cause that, to do that,